Hello everyone, my name is the Equation Web, and on this channel we will cover many math topics such as arithmetic, trigonometry, and others. Today we will be starting with arithmetic, so let's get on with the question. This question is a form of Egyptian equation, and an Egyptian equation is an equation where you write a non-unit fraction as a sum of unit fractions. So the question is, the sum of the reciprocals of three numbers is 1. What are the possible values of these three numbers? So you guys can pause the video and try to solve this yourself. Now, if we say that these three numbers are the variables x, y, and z, we can write the equation as such. 1 over x plus 1 over y plus 1 over z is equal to 1. From this equation, we can see that x, y, and z cannot all be 4, since 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 3 over 4, and 3 over 4 is less than 1. We can also assume that x is less than or equal to y, and y is less than or equal to z. This leaves us with two possible values for x, 2 and 3. Now that we have that x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3, we have to solve for the equation for both possible values. So first, let's plug in 2 for x to get possible values for y and z. So now we get 1/2 plus 1 over y plus 1 over z is equal to 1. Now let's subtract 1/2 from both sides to get 1 over y plus 1 over z is equal to 1/2, and subtract 1/2 back to the other side. Now we can make common denominators for all of the fractions and combine them. Now we can multiply both sides by 2yz to get rid of the denominator, and we get this equation. And we can change the order of this equation and factor out -1 to get this equation. We can add 4 to both sides of this equation and get this one and factor as such. From this equation, we can get two possible sets of answers. We can get that y minus 2 is equal to 2 and z minus 2 is equal to 2, or we can get y minus 2 equals 1 and z minus 2 equals 4. Now we get these possible values for y and z for when x is equal to 2. We can repeat the same process for when x is equal to 3 and find the possible y and z values for that x value as well. So now we can plug in 3 for x. We can subtract 1/3 to the other side. Then we can subtract 2/3 back, and we get this equation. We can get common denominators, combine them, multiply both sides by 3yz, change the order, factor out -1. Now you can multiply both sides by 2 and then add 9. Now we can factor this equation as we did before, and we get this equation right here. Now we have only one possible case here, which is 2y minus 3 equals 3 and 2z minus 3 equals 3. This means that y, z, and x all being 3 is one of the solutions to this equation. So we have gotten all three sets of answers to this equation, so we can start to plug the answers back in to check if our answers are right. And these are the answers plugged in. From this, you can see that all the answers are correct and we have gotten our answer. So the question was, the sum of three reciprocals of three numbers is 1. What are the possible values of these three numbers? The answers to this question are these three sets. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, and z is equal to 4. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 3, and z is equal to 6. And x, y, and z are all equal to 3. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.